So now we solve these problems given in try these. Okay. So they have given a number line with alphabets A, B, C. E start up. Pause ನಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ನೀನೆ ತಡಿ ತಡಿ. So the given the question is with a number line marked with alphabets, and he has given the values for two of them, -3 and -2. So to get the solution for the remaining alphabets that he has asked, let us complete this number line with the values in the other places, like -1, 0, 1, 2. As you go towards right, the value increases, and as you go towards left, the value decreases. 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Now -4, -5, -6, -7. So after looking at the number line, you can say B is equal to -6, D is equal to -4, H is equal to 0, J is equal to 1, M is equal to 4, and O is equal to 6. So in the second question, he has given few numbers and asked to arrange in ascending order and then mark them on a number line for verification. He is telling. So now let's draw. Okay, first let us arrange them in a ascending order. So the ascending order will be from lowest to highest. The lowest number is the biggest number with the negative sign. So that is -5 is the smallest number in the given sequence. Okay, then -4, then 0, 4, and 7. So this is the ascending order for the given numbers. So let us check the same on the number line. So the number line starts, see the number 5, -5 is takes the first place. Okay, number 4 the second place, then the bigger is 0, it's the third place, and then 4 fourth place, and 7 takes the last place. So we have solved this by arranging them in ascending order. So now comes the addition and subtraction of integers. For this, the best way to understand is with these diagrams. Like when you add a positive integer to any integer, you move towards right on a number line. That means you move towards the positive side of the number line. When you add a negative integer, then you move towards the left side of the number line. Okay, this should be positive. These are any integer, and if I subtract, if I add a negative integer, I move towards left. In the same way, when I subtract a positive integer to a given integer, then I move towards left. If I subtract a negative integer, I move towards right. So keeping this in mind, now let us solve the following few questions of saying correct or incorrect of the statements that he has given. The first statement says when two positive integers are added, we get a positive integer. When two positive integers are added, these are the two positive integers, any integer, so that is why I represent them with a box. So if I add any two integers, I always get a positive integer. The answer will be in positive. It is a positive integer. Then, so the first statement is true. or you can say correct. Then when two negative integers are added, we get a positive integer. Let us see. When two negative integers are added, so I am adding two negative integers. So the answer depends on, so I always study. So the second question is, when two negative integers are added, we get a positive integers. So we have to say whether it is correct or incorrect. Okay, when two negative integers are added, so one is negative, I am adding the second negative integer. So in this case, I always get a negative integer. This is always a negative integer. Now the statement that he has given is a positive, so it is incorrect. If he say this is a positive integer, it is incorrect. The correct answer is a negative integer. Okay, the third one, when a positive integer and a negative integer are added, we always get a negative integer. When a positive integer is added with a negative integer, we always get a positive integer. This is what he is saying. It is incorrect. So in this case, it always depends on whichever the number is greater, the answer takes that sign. It can be positive or negative. It can be anything depending on whichever is bigger out of these two. It can be negative and it can be positive also. So the fourth statement is, the additive inverse of an integer 8 is minus 8 and additive inverse of minus 8 is 8. This is true or correct, because when I add 8 plus of minus 8, I always get 0, and when I add minus 8 with 8, I get 0. So the additive inverse of 8 is minus 8 and the additive inverse of minus 8 is 8. Fifth one, for subtraction we add the additive inverse of integer that is being subtracted to other integer. So to understand this statement, I would take an example of two numbers being subtracted. 4 minus 2 gives me 2. Fine. Now according to the statement, the additive inverse of plus 2 is minus 2 and it is being added to the other integer. So the statement is correct. This is also equal to 2. The statement says the additive inverse of for subtraction, say this is a subtraction, for subtraction we are adding, what are we adding? The inverse of integer. This integer inverse is minus 2, so we are adding that to the integer that is given. So in the subtraction also means addition of the inverse of the number being subtracted. So the statement is correct. Minus 10 plus 3 is equal to 10 minus 3. This is incorrect. We always represent the sign of a number before the number. Now the signs have got changed. The sign of the 10 has become positive and the 3 has become negative. So they are not equal. They cannot be equal. Let's see. This is the LHS side, left hand side, Minus 10 plus 3 gives me minus 7, while 10 minus 3 gives me 7. So I can say they are not equal. So the statement is incorrect. In the same way, number 7, 8 plus of minus 7 minus of minus 4 is equal to 8 plus 7 minus 4. Okay, let's check this again. So 8 plus of minus 7 gives me 1 minus of minus 4, and here 8 plus 7 is 15 minus 4. The next step, I get 1 plus 5, 1 plus 4, and this is 15 minus 4 is 11. Here 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 is not equal to 11 in any case. So the statement is incorrect.